Hello everyone, my name is Kuldeep Pansurya and my student ID is AZZ3426. Today me and my group members are going to discuss about the auditors and corporate governance. First we start with the introduction. There is a link between auditing and corporate governance mechanism. An increase in financial scandals have resulted in studies carried out of more transparent and accurate audits according to the Catrias et al. 2013. Studies undertaken by Hay et al. 2070 to raise the link in the Australia and New Zealand. Corporate governance and its relationship with auditing in business require the specific focus. Quality audits can help offer recommendations for improving the corporate governance policies and moreover, efficient corporate governance mechanism can lead to the strict and high standards of audits. It is important to highlight whether these two mechanisms are subtitles or are the complementary for one and another. Moving to the next slide, the current paper is devised to highlight the importance of corporate governance principles and recommendations provided by the ASX Corporation Governance Council. It would be beneficial to understand these principles. The full adoption of these principles would for waste farmers and their impact is also discussed. Finally, the impact on the risk assessment process, audit approach, audit strategy, and audit evidence are also explained from the evidence from Hay et al. 2070. Now the next part is continued by my friend Darshit Kapadia. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Darshit Kapade and my student ID is AZZ3564. Today I am going to explain about the principle of corporate governance. First principle is about less solid foundations for management and oversight, in which roles and responsibilities of the board and management must be defined and regular check must be made. Second principle is about the structure the board to be effective and add value, in which the board size must be concentrated and the board must have the required skill, expertise and knowledge of the industry and company. Third principle is instill a culture of acting lawfully, ethically and responsibly. The listed company is required to continually reinforce the culture within the business that ensure the principle to act lawfully, responsibly and ethically. Let's move on to the next slide. Fourth principle is about safeguard the integrity of corporate reports, in which the integrity of the corporate report must be maintained and the appropriate processes must be highlighted. The fifth principle is about make a timely and balanced disclosure. A listed company is required to disclose all of the matter on the timely and based form. And the next one is about respect the rights of security holders. The security holders of the listed company must be provided within the information and facilities that can allow them to exercise the effectively. The next slide will be discussed by my other group members. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Pratik Patel and my student ID is YEG3003 and I will continue the further principle for the corporate governance. And the next principle is recognize and management risk, and a listed company must build a sound risk and management framework, and there must be through assessment of the framework carried out on a periodic manner. Moving towards next principle, remuneration and fairly responsible. The remuneration to the director must be reasonable and sufficient, and there are sub-point as well, and attract and retain quality director of the business. Also the same rule must followed for the remuneration of senior executive. Moving toward the next slide. The next slide is full adoption of ASX corporate governance principle. The first point is a risk assessment process. The adoption of ASX corporate governance principle can help to develop a more concentrated and focused approach for the internal auditors. It can further help to improve the overall contribution of internal auditors, including corporate government policy, internal control, management process, and the last one is risk assessment. Leung et al. 2011, Hay et al. 2017. Next slide followed by one of the following member.
Hello everyone, my name is Syed Muzammil Hussain, student ID APS3442, and thanks Pratik. I'll be taking over from here. So I'm going to continue the slide of full adoption of Australian Security Exchange of corporate governance principles. So the principles basically have this audit approach. So audit approach of the company can be improved with adoption of corporate governance principles. So it basically helps the stakeholders of the business, and it can also help in improving the principles of the company, and the external auditors can devise more accurate and beneficial auditing reports, and they can undertake more beneficial and very accurate audit of the business. And it also helps in recommending more specific and beneficial decisions to the business. And moving on to the next slide, so we have auditing strategy here. So the disclosure and assessments that are required by the Australian Security Exchange helps. It can help in offer an opportunity to auditors to devise a more focused and concentrated strategy, and the adoption of standard required the internal audit to be more effective, accurate, and transparent, and therefore the external auditors to focus on complex issues that can be highlighted to improve the overall reporting standards. And from here, our presentation will be continued by our fellow mate, Rajesh. So thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar Laljibhai Shaladia. My student ID is NPI 3349. Here I would like to discussing my last part of the presentation, and this one is the full adoption of AHX corporate governance principles. And thank you, Syed, for the discussing about the full adoption of the corporate governance principle. And here I would like to discuss the four corporate governance principle is the audit evidence. That one is the formation of audit assist is an accurate and transparent reporting for internal reporting to disclosures. It can help to improve the overall audit evidence. The quality of financial reporting is already improved in the last decade, at 2017, due to the adoption of corporate governance principles. Not only the financial reporting, but firm performance has also improved. The audit committee is considered as complement for the external auditor. I would like to move the next slide, and that one is the conclusion. Analysis of the corporate governance principles help to identify that the reporting standards are updated and can benefit the business to report and disclose the material information. The overall efficiency can be improved. And the second one is the adoption of principle in full can help to further improve overall outcomes for disclosure and performance of West farmers. It can help to stakeholders to make more accurate and relevant decisions. Third one, there are the prominent chances that the companies can benefit from the overall improvement in reporting and disclosure policies. The prime factor identified the analysis is the formation of an audit committee. And also we have a referencing slide as well. So this is the reference for our presentation. And thank you everyone for your supporting help.